Hello there, folks. Welcome back to Unfiltered. And my guest today, I don't want to waste time at all because I want to hear this man. And he is the best guest I could have had after Ghana's exit from the World Cup. Who am I talking about? Put your hands together and show some love for your man, Sports Obama. Obama, welcome to the show, man.
The father for all. Sports, entertainment, politics, economy.
The trick with sports, I don't know sports, so I invite people like you.
I understand.
I invite people like you to give us information.
Nice to be here again.
Good to see you again,
Good
man.
to see you. Always looking younger and younger.
Really? I'm glad the face is doing that too. The bones are telling a different story.
Like I told you, one of them will disappoint.
Let's fire away, Obama.
Right.
Let me start with this coach. First, we heard he had resigned, and now I'm hearing there was no, he's still at post. What's the story with him?
Yes, he had a 4-month contract.
Oh, 4 months.
4 months because he had to take the Black Stars to the World Cup after we sacked Tuado. It was too late in the day for us to assess.
So original contract was just for 4 months?
For 4 months.
Oh, I see.
And so his contract will originally have elapsed in August.
Okay.
First week of August, definitely, as we know. So we would ordinarily assess that after the World Cup, the coach will leave the team. So when a lot of people saw the message, though he was only showing gratitude for Ghanaians giving him the opportunity, many of us thought he had resigned. I knew.
Oh, so it wasn't meant as a resignation letter?
Not at all. He only came in to say a thank you and also commiserate with Ghanaians for the 4 months. Of course, yeah. So he had only 4 months. Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting it better now because I thought he had resigned.
No.
Then, okay.
He had not tendered in a resignation letter, but like all the coaches do after the tournament, they will just write to the fans to appreciate them for the support to the FA and of course the country. And I think that's exactly what he did. The only, I think, mistake was that the message was couched in a sense as him departing.
Okay.
Yeah, from the team, but he had not resigned formally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did he get the information that people think he has resigned?
Well, I think he met a Ghanaian fan randomly at an airport. I saw, and the Ghanaian fan bumped into him and was thanking him for how he took Ghana and I think,
for all the work he has done.
For all the work he has done, and said, "We are sad that you resigned." He said, "No, I haven't resigned."
You did a very great job. You did a very great job. Ghana is proud of you. That's your father? Oh, the chuku of him. So you are giving him the motivation, chuku and it. So congratulations to you. You did a very amazing. But why did you resign?
I didn't resign.
We see a news that you resigned.
Oh, I sent my message of gratitude.
Oh, not resign. Ghana coach, good luck. Thank you.
Oh, I see.
Yes, so it wasn't even in a formal interview or sort of. Somebody bumped into him at the airport and said,
okay,
he was sad that he had resigned because he thought he had done a great job.
Okay.
He said he's not resigned.
Your views? Did he do a good job? Should we keep him? Others have fired their coaches already, I hear.
I think
what's your assessment?
Carlos Queiroz, for what he did at the World Cup, in my opinion, on his part, will be above average.
Okay.
He took the team, virtually had no game to play, no competitive game to assess his team before the World Cup. And the World Cup is not a child's play. That is not where you try players or you make a try and error. The World Cup is where you come having fully prepared your team. So when he took over the team and had to play only one friendly game, I think against Wales, and then went into the tournament trying to test the capacity of players in his first game, it was always going to be difficult. And so for him, I think he would do 60% for me. He did very well with the time that he had. But naturally and technically, for those who have followed Carlos Queiroz for all the years since 1990, he is a coach who comes in to improvise. When you want to put a team together in a very hasty manner, in a very, quick
That's
manner.
sort of like his specialty.
His specialty is coming in. If you are avoiding relegation, he comes in. If you want to prepare a team for a tournament that is coming too fast at you bring him in. So it was a specialty. I think the recruitment of Carlos Queiroz at that point was spot on, because there were very few coaches in the world who could have managed the Black Stars at the World Cup and gotten 1 point. He got 4. In my opinion, and like I say, when you have to comment, you do. Many coaches would have failed miserably with the Black Stars if they had taken, but he has that experience. He's adept at putting teams together under very harsh conditions, and so he will never play the quality or the kind of football that you want. He is a coach who is profoundly opposed to the kind of football Ghanaians want.
Really?
Yes. So he has done well, but I don't think that in the long term he's the kind of coach Ghana needs.
In the long term?
No, he's done well. That's one part. I will commend him greatly.
So do you agree that his contract should be extended?
No, not at all.
More montana and you imagine say coach no enya 4 points are qualifying ti ye be extending the contract and say be man contract for flow. No, ye nyan hwe coach ni ye. Ye hu coach ni ye. We use just this group stage, so I qualify in 2 group stage with only just 4 points, no better football here, then we'll be extend the contract. Who told you that?
In the long term, look, for all the teams that he's coached, and you have to be very objective and analytical, not because he's performed well at the World Cup. He can take up a team that has so many attacking talent. You can have an armada of Mohamed Salah, Shobair, all the players. He went to Egypt and he was defending against Burundi. That is his specialty. He likes to defend. So you may have quality players in your team who can play offensive football, who can play possessive football.
So the defense is part of his strategy?
Not part of, substantially part of.
It is the strategy?
It is his strategy.
Wow.
Yes. He's set up to play defensively and avoid conceding. So you will be sitting on tenterhooks for 80 out of the 90 minutes.
We saw that Ghana versus England
all the
was
games,
like
all the games. Against Panama, we were defending. Against Croatia, we defended. Against England, that was not even defending. We parked the bus. And against Colombia, you saw that even at point where he was down by a goal and needing a goal to stay in the competition, because there was no way you are going to stay in the competition at the knockout stage, he was still defending. That is his specialty. I mean, if the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem appears like a nail to you. For him, he has to always be defending, and that is his specialty. You have to go back to all the teams he's coached and the manner under which he is sacked, because he was the coach that nearly got Egypt not qualifying for the World Cup. I mean, he failed to qualify at a point. AFCON, they failed to win when they had a lot of players, including Mohamed Salah at his peak. He doesn't like to attack, so he'll be playing a one-top football, sometimes a false 9, pack the defense. Even against Burundi, he would defend.
So the decision to hire him, and those who made the decision, I'm sure they knew that this guy's strategy is defense.
Of course.
Is that why he was hired, so that he could come in and just get the Black Stars ready to defend?
Of course. At that point, there were coaches who will reject the Black Stars job.
Okay.
Because it could prove fatal to your career. Coming in, players who have not played together themselves. It's not like you have a unit.
It was a risk.
It was a risk. And he knew that that is his forte. This is something I know how to do, even if I don't know the players. If you put 5 of them in defense and tell them to kill, they should be able to. So I think the managers got their access spot on in getting a coach like him. But going forward, building a team, playing the Ghanaian sort of football, Ghanaian type of football, the philosophy that we think has
What is the Ghanaian type of football? Winning?
Yes.
Scoring?
No, the Ghanaian type of football is typically to play a technically football that gives the players ability to express themselves on the field. Look, we are one of the countries in the world, not Africa, with technically gifted players.
In the world?
In the world. Why do you think that you go to the World Cup and you have 9 or 10 countries out of 48 having a player of Ghanaian descent in their squad? You have Qatar, you have Australia, you have Canada, you have USA, you have
all
Belgium.
of them have Ghanaian
They
descent.
have a player of Ghanaian descent.
Wow, okay.
It tells you that you have something unique because the reputation is there. The fact that the person has a Ghanaian blood in him is an advantage. It's not easy for a player from Africa or an African descent to break into the German national team. And we've had twice or thrice. We've had Gerard Asamoah, we have Odonko, we've had Boateng, Kevin Prince Boateng's brother. These are things that should, tickle any leader to know that, how do we make use of the talent? Back home, players like Suleiman Tari are jewels. If they are in England, they will be jewels. Players who can change the game within a twinkle of an eye. Players like Mike Gillison are jewels. Asamoah Gyan is a typical pearl of a footballer. How do we produce them? So the Ghanaian type of play is to have players who have been born. I've been saying this, and I think a lot of people have come to understand me that KSM, in Ghana here, every family, household has one boy who, when given the enabling environment, will play in Europe easily. Every household. Have you ever imagined that? Every household in Ghana has one boy who is naturally good at football. You don't need to train him. But that same person born in Germany will have to go through the technical examination, medical test.
And in Ghana, it comes naturally?
It comes naturally. Every household has one person that they say, na onimbo bopao, ana onimbo, but the environment is not there. So if you are a country of that talent abound, you cannot go and sit back. China can defend for 90 minutes because they don't have players who can even hold on to the ball. Japan can do that. But Ghana has players, we have them, can stay on the ball and think on his feet. A 14-year-old boy who has never gone to any academy will know how to play under pressure naturally, will know how to kick.
Really?
Yes. And these are facts on the streets. You don't need them on the book. Going around the world, because of football, I've gone to over 50 countries, and to see how they especially in Europe, how people put money in football to turn one average footballer into a world-class footballer. You don't need that amount to turn one footballer from Ghana. You just need a fraction of that to make a top class.
You mean Ghanaians are that naturally gifted in football?
Athleticism in football. You have to invest in getting a player to be athletic. We are born naturally athletic. We are born naturally technically gifted. We are born physically strong. We are born very flexible, what you need for football. And our feet. In Germany, when I went to Bayern Munich, they were telling me how they look at a player's feet, the foot on the, and able to know whether he will be a defender or a striker.
Physically, just looking at the feet?
Physically at the feet. Maybe by 10, 11 years, they will know whether he will be good at defense.
Oh, wow.
In Ghana, you are born and 10 years, they say, or the defense, but nobody teaches you how to be a defender.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we have the talent. You cannot coach Ghana and then defend with 9 men when you have players who can dribble 3-4. Who taught Abedi Pele how to play football in the north? Which academy? But the same person born Abedi Pele in Germany will require 100,000 euro
to train
who he is. So if you have such players, Christian Achu of blessed memory, technically gifted like Messi, but because of where he was born.
So we have all these gifted players, as
We
you're
have
saying. What's missing then? Why are we not getting them? Are they there? Where do we find them?
With proper a structured football system, we can produce 4 different black stars at every point in time.
You're kidding me.
I am not exaggerating. I have seen the talent, and I always reference an expert who is Tom Vernon, the owner of the academy that produced Mohamed Kudus, Kamal Dean, Majid Waris, and co. You have a conversation with him every time. He's an expert because he's traveled West Africa, collecting footballers at that young age, scouting extensively. And he says, the amount of footballing talent in Ghana, for all the years, we are only scratching the surface. Because he has the data, but they don't have the capacity. And people are not going to stop giving birth to boys. And as far as they give birth to boys in our villages and communities, most of them will come out footballers. And they will come out better footballers with the right environment. So what is missing is actually a structured system to be able to identify them early on. Because when you want to produce a quality footballer, you do so when he is between 8 to 15. That is where you catch the Mbappes. Mbappe was collected or scouted at age 9 and sent to the French Football Academy at age 11 to stay and play football. From 11 years to 14 years, you are being taught not to win. Winning at that point is not essential. At that point, you are being taught how to play under pressure, how to play with your weaker foot, because you have your stronger foot already, which is your right or left. How to play with your weaker foot. You see most of the Ghanaian players, the ball is in front of him against the goalkeeper. But unfortunately, the ball has come to his left leg.
And that's not the strong leg.
So when you are taught at age 11, 12, how to shoot, the technicalities of shooting with your left foot, your weaker foot, at age 11, 12, 13, 14, that is where you are taught how to play under pressure, how to attack, how to pass the ball. These are things, basics. If Ghana is able to catch players at that age, groom them for them to play 3-4 years, coaching should be fundamental. Like education, you may be brilliant, but without adequate teaching and infrastructure, set up a proper curriculum for you to compete, you will never come out a good student. Coaching should be fundamental at the base. You know what we do here? The bigger problem is that because we do not have an organized football structure, we are paying coaches, we are hiring quality coaches at the top. So everybody knows Carlos Queiroz, but who trains the footballers? Between a shoemaker and the person who polishes the shoe, who should be very significant in your development? The person who makes the shoes is the coach at the base. He is going to make the players. Carlos Queiroz is only going to polish them at the top. Who do you know as the top technical director training footballers across the country in Ghana? No, we only know Carlos Queiroz, so we will pay him $100,000 or $80,000 a month to polish our black stars who are already grown and do not need coaching at that point. Or even if they need, it is not required because they will not learn. They will not be able to learn. So we have to go to the base. Do you remember in 1959, Kwame Nkrumah sent 7 Ghanaian coaches to the best football university in the world then, in Cologne, to go and study how to manage and teach footballers, because at that time George Ansley was our coach and all the other national teams were being led by the British. But when they went to Germany for 1 year at the best football university, they came back. It wasn't even football alone. Athletics, boxing, he sent them. When they came back, there was a complete revolution of our sports, culminating in Ghana winning African Cup, training coaches. This is what you do at the base. There should be a Ghana Football Center in Wa, where we have a coach stationed like the headmasters are stationed. There should be a Ghana Football Academy in Kintampo, a Ghana Football Academy in Gomwa, a Ghana Football Academy somewhere in Volta, so that we have 4 of these, like schools, normal secondary schools. They have the senior high school curriculum. They are schooling, but substantially football is our ultimate ambition, to train quality footballers. So those who are not able to play football to the top, they have acquired education. That is what top countries do. You have it in Germany, you have it in France, you have it in China. All the countries are adopting. Let them stay. If you love football this much, if you people are not sleeping at 1 a.m. watching football.
Communities were united. In my constituency, one of the viewing centers, Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to know, started in Alavanyo because of the problem between Alavanyo and Konya. Years, the families did not see each other. But yesterday, around 11 o'clock, we have families moving from Nkonya to Alavanyo to watch the match. Mr. Speaker, another incident happened in one of the viewing centers. A man who divorced his wife for 4 years hugged the wife at the viewing center. And this morning, Mr. Speaker, we were told that the woman was found sleeping the former husband. This is what yesterday's match has done to our country. Mr. Speaker, to conclude.
Some people are unfortunately dying because of the game.
Yeah.
Put that aside. The important thing is that it's the most lucrative sports in the world now. You are selling footballers for 50 million. A young Ghanaian boy can be transformed from $10,000 as a value within 2 years to become a $10 million footballer, to transform an entire community. Why have we left this talent to go waste?
That's a question I want to ask you. Why have we let the talent to go waste, and what needs to be done? Everybody talks about the structure. People come here and tell me that people have personal interest.
Yeah.
So even with the selection, it's not based on merit as much as favoritism.
So long as the FA president is in football business, he has a management agency. He has about 5 or so football clubs that I know of. Dreams FC, Dreams Ladies, Kasona Nankana, Still Believe, Decide. Those are the 5 I know. They all belong to Ketokreku. All his cronies have clubs as well. So long as there's that conflict of interest situation, there will never be fair selection into any of our national teams. No. So deliberately, Ketokreku has taken charge of the juvenile football as the chairman. So that is where the talent are. He gets them and pushes them into his agency. So there will never be fairness in our player selection. I told you about Joseph Pentil's situation. He's our best winger in terms of numbers, but he was sidelined. He's not part of the World Cup squad. Meanwhile, we have players who are coming from injury. Whole season, they've played about 3 matches, they are in the game. We have players whose numbers are nowhere near Joseph Pinto. They are in the squad. So there wouldn't be any fairness.
How do we get past that? Can we get past that?
I understand people when they say favoritism, selection and all that. It's true. We have to fight on to see the game at the top. But what I think should be done, and I say this consistently, is that we have to prefer solutions. I have written an article in the course of the World Cup, and maybe I'll have to expand it and share with a sports minister who wants to work, that Ghana has to go back. We've had the blueprint already. Our forebears knew what this country had in terms of sports. So you have to go back to that template and modernize it. What we just have to do is that we had a Winneba Sports College. There was a reason. So if Ghana wants to get to the top of football again, in my opinion, practical illustration, you have a football center or sports center in Winneba, which has been put up in the 70s or 60s. You have to know the capacity that you can take and expand it. For instance, you have $10 million free from the World Cup as a prize money. What are you going to use that money for? Go to the base. Have a 10-year development plan. We are in 2026. Put people together. Draw a 10-year development plan. The kids who watch this World Cup, who are 10 years, will be 20 years by the next World Cup. The average age, Lami Yama is, at what age did he play at the World Cup? Jeremy Doku and co are playing at the World Cup 17, 18, 19. So it means that if a kid is 14 years today, by the next 2 World Cups, he will be 24 or 22. The prime age to play at the World Cup. The thinking should strike. What can we do to produce that footballer so that by the next 2 World Cups, we'll be at the top? Go to Winneba Sports College. Establish a national football center in Wa or in the northern zone or middle belt. Have a capacity of 50 footballers. Ghana Education Service, Ghana Football Association, National Sports Authority and Ministry of Sports should come together. Do you know the best place to find quality talent? Our inter-schools. So you go to the circuits, because naturally they select the best ones and come to the regionals. So by the time they get to the regionals, you have quality PE teachers who have selected the best of best from every district. They have come to the regionals.
Do you have the inter-schools now? Or
you start, because it's virtually dead. It is not as competitive and as vibrant as it used to be. So when you have inter-schools across Ghana, 16 regions, every region should select the best players. You put them together. The northern sector, you have 45 players. Southern sector, 45. Southern sector are camped and housed at Winneba. Northern sector in Sewa or Bunkrubu, where you have the academy. These are guys who are at the JSS, so they are virtually 12 years. And the right age you need them. That is where you start the grooming. So by the time they stay in school, JSS, by the time they go to SS, they have played together, and the northern sector will play the southern sector. You keep on selecting. So when you want to select an under 17 team, you are not going around again. You know that the quality number 7 in Ghana is at your academy. You pick number 3, and the good thing is that because they have played amongst themselves, that is how you build a football team.
They know each other. They know the chemistry, everything, vibes.
Do you know the templates used to be there? We used to have an under 13 team. Lai Kingston played for Ghana under 13. John Mensah played for Ghana under 13. A lot of them. Michael Essien, Derek Boateng, Suleiman Tari, a lot of them moved from the inter-schools. Immediately after inter-schools, we put them at Winneba Sports College. So they knew themselves when they had nothing. So John Pencil knows that from 75th minute, it is natural. John Mensah will get tired. So you do not have to send back passes. This is not taught by a coach. They know themselves from the base. And when you get them to play in the under 17, you keep on extensive scouting, bringing in exceptionally good ones to fill in, like we did it, Michael Essien. We had Ibrahim Razak Pempo, John Mensah, John Pencil, Michael Essien, Adukwe Papo, Razak, all of them from Ghana under 20. And we moved them to the Black Stars. They played from under 17, under 20, and the Black Stars. So when we qualified for the World Cup in 2006, they have played together for more than 5 years. They could close their eyes and lay a pass and know that Sefnapi also played in 95, under 17. So one way or the other, they have met themselves. The team that we sent to the World Cup, the defensive unit, had entirely not played together ever.
Wow.
You can never win any tournament with that kind of structure. You fly across countries picking footballers like mushrooms, and you put them together and say in 1 month we are going to win the World Cup. You cannot see the Norwegian national team, the Swiss national team, the English national team. Just take time, click on all the players, their profile. You will see that under 14, under 15, they progress. It is not a one-day show, but Ghana just want to have it in 2 weeks.
I think Ninante came here and said it's called Frefrekobo or something like that.
It's Frefrekobo.
We don't prepare. We don't prepare a team. We don't build a team. Now we are doing what we call in football Frefrekobo.
Frefrekobo.
Yes.
Yes.
Call people.
I'm on Kobo.
No, because if we invited players from all over the world, 3 weeks and we are in a tournament.
Yeah.
It's Frefrekobo.
Yeah.
Frefrekobo. You don't have that team that has played together, know themselves, know when KSM does this, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah. It's Frefrekobo. But at the World Cup, you don't do that. It will not show. But when you do, the results will show. That is why we could close our eyes and pick 7 out of our starting 11 in 2006 World Cup. KSM, you may not like football, but after the first game, the next game, you know the starting 11. Because the guys are exceptionally good and they play collectively as a unit. The boys we pick today, most of them will not come back. Because Frefrekobo, you pick this, and so you are going along picking again, like scraps. You don't build a football. To me, I want the long-term solution. If the sports minister, or we have a sports minister, and this will be devoid of politics, everybody loves football. Let's start a 10-year development plan And when we do this, it will take the Football Association's power that people think, the popular refrain is that they influence selection. If in the whole of Greater Accra, we have all gone to the Accra Sports Stadium, KSM, to watch the inter-schools, and we know that these 3 players are good, and we pick them, do you think that the GFA can take them off and bring their players? Nobody is monitoring the base, so they will bring in players they want. But if we all know that in Brongahafo there is a very good attacking, left back there who is in the Ghana under 14 team, everybody knows. So we start following their progress from there. We knew Michael Essien long before he came to the Black Stars. We knew Asamoah long before he came to the Black Stars. That is how you build the teams. No way. They knew that they would have a striker in Erling Haaland 10 years before he came, because they identified him early. But if you don't want to invest, you go to the World Cup and do and come back home.
So this sports minister, because I remember when I spoke with Adams, he had mentioned, well, now I want to focus on the base. And
at the center of the policies and then the intentions of His Excellency the President, one of the things he told me when he considered me for this responsibility is to make sure that you regrow and re-establish grassroots sports, and not just football. Across. And he told me that there were some great players, and there are still some good players who didn't start even directly as footballers. Some were athletes. They were 100-meter runners, 200-meter runners. That's what they were doing. Some were just swimming, and they found them and have converted them into footballers today. And so, as a minister, initiate processes that will strengthen, that will re-establish, and that will regrow grassroots sports. And he's followed this with making sure that as part of the processes leading to the establishment of School Sports and Grassroots Sports Authority, he has appointed the coordinator for school sports and grassroots sports, meaning that we are going to purposely, beyond what Ghana Education Service through their PE Directorate is doing for school sports, beyond what the universities are doing through GUSA Games or GATUSA Games in the case of the technical universities, or COHESA in the case of the colleges of education, we will be able to coordinate all these from the very basic level, from say mid-primary all the way up to the university level, so that grassroots sports can also become the center of everything, out of which we will purposely identify talent, train this talent, grow it well to the highest level.
That's good talk. Is it happening? Are we focusing on the base? And what does it take to focus at the base?
We like opening the talk shop. And when the talk shop is opened, everybody goes in. You know, you focusing on the base requires a lot. Funding. Because you will start first by producing teachers who know sports. So you go to Winneba or you go to Cape Coast and say, we want people to have interest in pursuing sports programs. So for 2026 academic year, if you are interested in pursuing a sports program, government will sponsor you, like we sponsor medical education. So you start from there. And in 3 years, you have produced 600 PE teachers who are good enough to identify talent. That is the first step. And you spread them across schools that have been identified as being good in sports. Amas, Okes, Bishop Herman. You put them up to St. Augustine's. That's where Michael Essien was. Derek Boateng was at Infansipim. Schools that are good at sports and have the facilities. You spread these teachers across. They go to the junior high schools to pick the quality talent because they have the capacity. And you are not building academies yet, so you are going to make use of the school facilities. And then the following year, they have identified talent. You have over 200 good footballers who are below 14. That is your pool to start with. You have a profile of each of them. You speak to their parents. We want to put them at the Ghana School of Excellence in Pram Pram. Some of them will go here. Government will cater for their education. It's even a free education. And so you are monitoring them. The sports minister has gone there. In 5-6 months' time, you put the best one of them and say, there is a school in Sierra Leone. We have a bus. Let's send these guys to go and play. You are giving them exposure at that time. So by the time they are 16, if there is an European team interested in them, because government is funding them, when they are sold, you have a percentage called development fee. FIFA will pay which club developed the player from the base. It is government academy. Government will have 5%. It is big money that we have left for going waste. We have an opportunity to generate enough money from football, transform our society, It's easy for Kofi to say he's going to the base, but where is the document? What is he following?
Yeah,
because you have to sit down and check the blueprint.
Yeah,
coaching education first, opening up sports science in schools. Then people are interested. Then they come.
So it's a systematic.
It is systematic. It is not talking. I mean, it's not about talking. I can sit here and talk. Maybe you give me the job I can't do, but put it on paper and let those who can do
implement it.
I think
is it on paper? Is that what you wrote?
Is it on? Yeah, like I'm saying, I wrote something on paper. How we can, progress it systematically. I may not have it comprehensively, but there are experts to see that if this blueprint has worked, you know that we are one of the first countries in Africa to set up an academy of football, Kwame Nkrumah. He knew that in those times, you pick a 40-year-old, he can play for the Black Stars. And Nkrumah thought that FIFA had not even implemented under 17. FIFA had not implemented under 20 then. But Kwame Nkrumah set up the academicals, knowing that if these old ones fade away, who will come in? Those times, 57, 58, we had a lot of countries had not even adopted football as a game. We had joined CAF and FIFA, and we had academicals. So Osei Kofi and Co will be there, and the senior players they do it. So once there is a top striker gone, you automatically have somebody in your academicals to replace them. We have the template. So Kofi should have a document. Any sports minister who comes in cannot throw this away at the expense of wanting money from the World Cup. We've generated 55 million from the World Cup in 20 years. 55 million. Ask me one tangible investment that we've made. 55 million.
What do we do with it?
I don't know. 55 million. In 2010, they said they were going to build a Black Stars hotel, 3-star hotel, so that the Black Stars will sleep and camp there, train there when they come with ancillary facilities. 2010. I'm asking anybody if they've seen a Black Star hotel anywhere in this country that I've not gone to. The money will vanish. 55 million. Give this money to Morocco.
Is that the problem then? With everything going on, our lack of planning, lack of implementation, corruption also taking a major seat in this struggle.
At the base of everything we do is corruption.
Yeah.
Because the intent is to steal.
Yeah.
Is to profit from the loose system. If we can do this, we will cut away some larges. If we do this, we will and so we will not do the right thing. Apart from that, you cannot tell me why we have generated over 50 million from the World Cup. It is guaranteed money.
Wow.
But we don't know. It's pure
Is
corruption.
there a system to probe and find who should have received the money and who should have planned?
How many times are we going to set up committees?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It hurts because the committee is also going to
find a way to benefit.
It hurts. For me, I have been passionate on this, and I think no football system or no national team will ever become successful to the point we want without a credible football administration.
When you say a credible football administration, what do you expect from a credible football administration?
Passionate but disinterested, personally disinterested from the passionate about it, honest.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in football now, I have to be honest, are there because they want to make
personal
money.
interest.
Their personal interest.
Those in charge are not ready to get back to where we were.
Are they happy with the slide?
They are very happy. It doesn't favor the ordinary Ghanaian football fan. Well, we are not winning, you are not getting the excitement, but it favors their pocket. At the end of the day, they push their players into the national team, enhance their profiles, and sell them. That's good business for them. So they don't care.
You cannot, you can't mince words about it. It's been clear. We've seen it. People are benefiting from football at the expense of, it's only in Ghana. Look at our league. Look at the league. You are going to the World Cup. Your top scorer of the Premier League, there is a reason why it is called Premier League. The top scorer of your Premier League scored 6 goals in the last game of the league, but he's not fit enough to make even the 50-man squad of your national team, your league, because you know that the league is as shambolic as you would describe it.
We are playing fixed matches in this country. When you watch that, he was awarded a penalty. When you watch it, you will cry. You know, during penalties, the opposing players are supposed to surround the penalty area with the hope that in the event the goalkeeper is able to punch the ball into play, they will clear it. This time around, yes, the players were around the penalty area, but the goalkeeper punched the ball back into play. Nobody challenged the guy who scored the goal. They were so relaxed. In fact, at some point, they were even clapping for him. He just went and tapped the ball into the net. For such an incident, any serious football association would have investigated the match. Yet, immediately after the match, the football association wrote a letter complimenting the boy. Oh, you've done well, scoring 6 goals in a game.
Crown School, Go King.
Yes. I don't even remember the last time Ronaldo and Messi scored 6 goals in a game. So if you have a striker in your mind, you think that he's that good, why did you leave him out of your national team? They are so...
So this was all fraud. There was
match fixing,
match fixing,
yeah. Bribery, corruption, match fixing. There's some club chairman, that's their business. They fix the match, then they go and bet on it, then use the money to run the club. Oh yes.
There's no credibility with the league. So
football managers in Ghana, administrators drive cars to the training ground while the players will sit in trotro. It is an upside down. It's a reverse system. When you go anywhere in the world where they run proper jurisdictions, the footballers are the ones who dictate. Perhaps the administrator has a fraction of the footballer's salary. I'm talking about the least paid footballer. The administrator gets a fraction of the salary. But in Ghana, the administrator thinks they are doing footballers a favor. And so the footballer will be sucking cocoa by the roadside, waiting for motorbike or trotsky. He is the one going to generate interest, income, everything. But the administrator sits, changing cars. You don't do that and expect the system to transform. Corruption, dishonesty, but I think it's a lack of political will. Politically, people say football is it's a complete system of administration from the countries running. How can that be possible? Ghana national team, Ghana Premier League, everything. Fans, you have fans, people have interest in there. So it may be an autonomous body, the Football Association, but the ones you have Ghana football, Ghana, you go there with flag of Ghana. Ghana should have an interest. There was a British Prime Minister who said there were a few pitches in England and then the government has been donating money into football. So if the FA does not reform, all funding will be cut. Do you know if government says the GFA should reform or funding will be cut? Do you know what will happen?
Tell me.
The Football Association cannot run. They say they are autonomous. Whose stadium are being used to play football? No football. How many football clubs in Ghana can put up a stadium? The entire infrastructure you use belongs to government. So if the government say they are cutting funding, it will not be putting money in. But you cannot use our stadia. Okay, you are independent. Run your league, build your stadia, and let's see how you run it. And they will go and hit a snag. So government has a stake. They may not be putting money. But when Ghana wins a bid to host the World Cup or African Cup, who builds the stadia? Who puts the infrastructure in place? Government has a stake. But the reason why the Football Association will operate like an island is because government itself is complicit in everything that happens. The corruption, the incompetence, government is largely complicit. So everybody is there. We talk at the end of the tournament. KSM will call you, come and talk about the problem. You go. We will be here in 2020
to talk about the same thing.
To talk about the same thing. I have been tired. But to be honest, if we have good people in charge, when I say this, people laugh. But Ghana can win the World Cup in 16 years.
If we have the good people in charge?
Yes. We have a 20-year plan. But by 16 years, there is a higher possibility that it will mature. People say, how can you win the World Cup? We won the Under-17 World Cup. We are the first country in Africa to reach a medal stage of the Olympic Games. We are the first country to win the Under-20 World Cup. African country. So the track is there, clear. Look at the Samoan Uruguay incident. We were just a whisker away from qualifying as the first country to go to the semi-final of the World Cup. And that year, we could have got to the final. Look at the team we put together. Under 20 players who had won the World Cup. It means that there is something that we can do to win the Senior World Cup. We've won the Under-17. We've won the Under-20 World Cup. We've gone to the Olympic Games as the only African team at that time in 92 to reach the medal stage. We have the track record. Why can't we win the senior one? Because we break the plan. And now we don't even have it at all. There's no plan. Preferable national team.
Maybe a tough one here. Say you have the opportunity, you're sitting in front of President Mahama, because he's the Oboro now.
Yes.
And he says, Obama, 3 things I should do right now to change this whole face of sports and our constant thing. 3 things, Obama. What would you tell him?
3 things?
Yes.
He should have a sports minister who is interested in his policy. A sports minister who is interested and willing to implement what President Mahama has invited me for. Because you can take the advice from me, from Kwaku Yeboah, from Osei Sibe, from Michael Otieje, from any coach. But if you go and put it in front of a minister who does not know his left from right, I mean, it's gone with. So first of all, the implementer of the policy, because President Mahama will not be there. There is a reason why the Commissioner of Sports then, who is now the sports minister, in 1960, the Commissioner of Sports will be Ohinijan. He didn't have a portfolio as a minister. He worked directly from Kwame Nkrumah's office because Nkrumah wanted to use football as a political tool and to emancipate Africa. Ghana was traveling to USSR in 1959 in suits, branded Black Stars to play and win games. That was sending message across. So if you want, President Mahama wants to use sports to revive youth, it's youth and sports. But the amount of changes and transformations sports can bring to the youth is enormous. So he should first of all have a leader in the ministry who knows, who has the expertise and is willing to implement it. That is the first one. Without an implementer, there is no way any advice will become fruitful. Secondly, he should be ready to invest in sports. Once you have a leader who is willing, the investment will go to the right places. At least chop some, but 90% should go down. You chop 10, you are working. 90% should go down. And there should be a KPI that if you have the blueprint and you say you are producing footballers, we should win the Under-17 World Cup by 2029, which is easy. If we win the Under-17 World Cup, it means we have 80 players, a pool of 80 players, and we have selected 20 to go to the Under-17 World Cup. then we should win the Under-20 World Cup by 2031. We have won it before. If we don't win, we still have quality, or you get to the final, you know that, oh, it's football. You are getting there. We should win or qualify for the Olympic Games by 2034. This thing should be happening. You should see them.
I like the idea about setting KPIs. So
you set the KPIs.
This is what you should do.
You should do.
Deliverables.
If you do not see the deliverables, right now, what are the deliverables for the current FA?
You have given us 2 points, by the way.
2 points.
Yeah.
So now KPIs are there. Then you have to look at how the Ghana Football Association is structured. Have an interest there.
The structure of the GFA.
The structure of the GFA.
What would you recommend change regarding the structure?
I think the Football Association should be run as a business unit, as a professional body. The people with football clubs should be there. But also important that people should be able to contest that they want to be on the Ghana Football Association by virtue of being Ghanaians. That's, okay, I'm a Ghanaian. I have an interest in football, but I do not own a club. Perhaps the entry criteria can be lowered.
Is it now part of the criteria that you
criteria.
have to own a club before?
You have to be part of the football association, like own a club or be a director of a club to be able to contest for the Ghana FA presidency or even the executive council. But if the people there owning clubs are the same people appointing coaches, and the coaches they appoint are going to invite players. So you see the cycle. KSM has a club. He has power. He's an executive committee member. KSM is going to appoint a coach to select players for the national team where there is enough money when they play. And I have appointed you the coach. And you make a selection. And KSM also forms the management board of the national team that he has appointed a coach. So which players are you going to call as a coach? It's a natural occurrence and philosophy. It's a natural occurrence. The consequences are there that if I appoint you to work and I have an interest, at a point in time you may be influenced, whether directly or impliedly, to select one of my players, whether he's good or not. This is the cycle. So if we do not have independent people, independent bodies, having an oversight of our football, especially the national teams. Look at how the Football Association, who have clubs, look at how they have turned their own league. So if you want to see how your national team will prosper, I will tell the president, if you think the current Football Association structure is effective enough to run the policy you want to implement, look at how they are running their own league. The national team belongs to Ghanaians.
Yeah.
The league belongs to them. Look at how they are running their league. They are selling matches. Matches are being sold. And they know. Referees have come out to say they are being paid to officiate. Goals are being scored under fictitious manner. So these people own clubs. If they are able to run a very professional league, then you can say then there is something wrong with the national team at our side from government. But these people running their own leagues, they all have clubs. Look at the kind of league they are running. One of the poorest in Africa now. We used to be number 1, number 2. They have run the league aground. And why do you think that if you bring a policy to Kofi Adams is ready to implement, and the same structure of football will help you when they are going to be fundamentally crucial to the implementation of the plan? So any president who is interested, I'm not saying go and disband the Ghana Football Association completely, but have an interest, because it is a Ghana Football Association running Ghana national teams. When they go out there and there is a global explosion of shame, it doesn't affect the football people alone. Every Ghanaian.
What if the necessary thing that must be done is to disband the whole? If that is the necessary thing,
I mean, you mean, I have seen countries do it, but you have to have a plan.
Okay.
Once you ban or dissolve Ghana Football Association.
Yeah.
You have the sovereignty as a country to determine which associations you want to live or to exist in the country. The sovereignty resides in Ghana, the people of Ghana, and we say president says he's going to dissolve Ghana FA. He has the power. FIFA will say they have banned Ghana until Ghana takes steps. So if you don't have the plan to take steps, before you do that, you should have a system that when I disband it, I have Tony Bafo, who is well respected in FIFA. I don't think this plan, this should be public. It will appear like something that has been hatched, but it's just coming. If the government, if the government has a plan and they want to disband Ghana FA, they have to have the plan, because we've done it before with Kwesi Nyantakyi. And we let the same football people back. You can't build pigs and then allow them. They will go back to the gutter. Look at what they've done now. We said people should not stay at the FA beyond 2 terms so as to avoid the autocratic style of leadership. Then we implemented it. Now they are gone back that the 2 terms is not enough. 8 years is not enough to produce footballers. So they want more. So he has to have a plan. If it is the necessary evil to do, the president should do, or the political party in power can do. But you have Tony Bafo, well respected across world football. Why is he not having a key stake? Why is Tony Bafo not having a key stake in Ghana football? Why is Abedi Pele? Why is Same Kofo? Why is Tony Yeboah? The people with the intellect, the experience to run football. Why are all our top footballers shying away from football? So if you have Tony Bafo and all of them, the key thing to do is that, okay, we've disbanded the Ghana Football Association, but then we have these people. They should go to FIFA and tell them that we are reforming our football. The people who are there again can contest, but this will be the criteria. But we want to know that the way we select people who run the FA should be changed. We have reformed for people like Tony Bafo to run. Because today, Tony Bafo cannot be qualified enough to run because he doesn't have a club. Can you imagine Abedi Pele cannot win a Ghana Football Association election?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Ridiculous.
Robert Prosinecki, all this Croatia, all the footballers Abedi Pele played with and was exceptionally good. I'm not saying once you play football, but Ghana Medical Association will be led by the GFA people. Say football is for football people, but when it comes to running, they don't think that the people who have played to the top can lead. They are not only good for coaching. Let them lead. We've tried all these lawyers, administrators, and business. Let's try and put the people who have played football and have some level of education, a handful and co, put them in charge. So you disband, but have a plan in place. We normally do things in Ghana without having a plan.
We just do it.
You go and arrest a person, and now they are looking for properties for bail. You do things in a manner that gives the outside world the clear picture that no, these people know what they are. Nigeria banned their football in 2012. By 2013, they won the AFCON. So many countries have done that. You ban the Football Association to restructure. At least it will not stay forever, but you have 10 years of, reprieve. That's all. There is some breath of fresh air around. People do not like the Football Association, not because of lies that others have told, but because of what people have seen. They will be playing a league game at the Accra Sports Stadium. League game, Kotoko has. When 10 years ago, 20 years ago, on Saturday, people will be sleeping at the stadium to wait for Sunday. Today, Kotoko and Haas will be playing free gate. There will be more people at the Osu Cemetery lying on the tombstones than the stadium.
Wow.
People find it more convenient to relax and take their leisure at the cemetery than the stadium. What's happening? Drive around Osu Cemetery on Sunday. There will be a game going on at Accra Sports Stadium.
People will be chilling at the cemetery.
Yeah, people will be having fun at the cemetery. But 20 years ago, they will sleep at the stadium and wait for the gate to be opened. What has happened? Something has fundamentally gone wrong.
Yeah, because I know. I've never been so much, but I know growing up, Dade Mache playing House of Folk, Kotoko, was a major event.
Major event.
Now,
what drives the UK economy in sports? Football. every Saturday, Sunday, it is as big. When you see the train stations, the eateries, the restaurant, everywhere, football is a big time industry now. It's a big time business, and thankfully we are blessed with enormous talent and interest. You can have the talent and not have an interest. We have both talent and interest. People are passionate. Girls along the streets cheering the Black Stars, Kotoko House. We have killed entirely. Every weekend should have been an occasion. Like you said, 20 years ago, you know that major, something is happening in Accra.
Yeah.
There is a business booming. We have substantially killed everything.
How did we kill it? What happened? What was the process that suddenly shocked this system into oblivion?
Leadership. Yeah, when people find ways to get money and then they put the very important things behind, and then the priority is to get money at all costs. That's what happens. When people notice that we can get money here at the expense of going through all the stress. I mean, we had very honest administrators in the past. We had very honest administrators. They saw the game, the passion, the interest first before anything else. Today, it's about selling players, whether they know how to play or not. We've put some players in the Black Stars who cannot even trap a ball. They will not play at the tournament, but let them be part of the squad so that their administrators can sell them by mere fact that they have been selected as part of the
bottom line is greed.
Greed. Avarice. Great. I mean, to a great extent. I don't know. Sometimes I fear. I don't want to comment. My fear stems from the fact that I have seen people speak like me and get there to be corrupted. I am saying this honestly. I don't know what is there. I have objected to taking.
You can be very, very vehement and object.
Yes.
And then when you get in, you see things.
So I fear that I have seen colleagues, I have seen people that I supported and then get there and continue or even improve on the level of greed. So I fear that sometimes there is a position and I think, do I go into hell? Can I change anything by this position?
Yeah, the fear is that you may go in,
yes,
and at the end of the day, end up.
If I don't have the ultimate power, you will be blamed as being part of it, but then you do not have power, or you will be corrupted. So I fear, to be honest, the level we are going, we will get to a point where I said it in 6 years ago that we will get to a point where Ghana will not qualify for the AFCON. I thought it was going to happen in 20 years' time. It's happened.
It's happening.
It's going
sooner than you thought.
That qualification to the World Cup will be very difficult because Cabo Verde and all these teams. You remember we beat Cabo Verde 6 goals on aggregate in 2005. I watched the first leg in Kumasi. They were playing like they've never touched football before. We went there to beat them 4-0 in Praia with Gordon Tram and co, Stephen Appiah, before we qualified. Today, if you put Cape Verde and Ghana on the field, Ghanaians will call ourselves underdogs. Where is the dog? Where is the under? How did we get there? Because if you go to Cape Verde today, in 2005, when I show you the footage of where we played them, it was like a school field at Presec.
Wow.
Their national stadium. Today, they have one of the best football complexes in Africa. Investment. Where have we put our own money? They have just gone to the World Cup once. We have been there 5. Ask us what we have done with the money FIFA has given us. You know, anytime FIFA gives money for the World Cup, prize money, or for they have something they call, FIFA football policy, they give you money to federations. And they say the theme is for the sustainability of the game. The money they are giving you, it is not for you to build mansions or buy cars. It is for the sustainability. The boy in Bunkrubu Yoyo, how does this money reach him? How does it reach somebody in a Juso? The boy at Mampontin Basic, who knows how to play?
How does the money reach them?
How does the money reach him to transform him?
Yeah.
We have squandered.
The money doesn't reach them.
It does not. Discussion. I don't think it reaches Accra.
We're hanging out with the great sports Obama, man. Man, you know, we are almost there. But so this is my worry. Do we? Two things.
Yes.
Do we get the courage for the leader to say, "Look, I'm taking these bold measures. I put a plan B in position. Now GFA disbanded, so and so and so, like you suggested.
Yeah.
They can keep charge, and then there's a plan."
I don't think it won't happen now.
It won't
I
happen
don't
now.
think President Mahama can do that. President Mahama is a very nice man.
So you need somebody who's not nice.
Yes. I mean, he is a nice man to decide to touch.
Yeah.
Even though the clarion call across the country, everybody knows that there is something wrong with our football, except the people in football, except the people who are, I mean, even not people in football who are benefiting.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that something is wrong.
Yeah.
Because for Ghana to go to the World Cup, select players in 3 months, 4 months, because our under-17 has not qualified for the World Cup since 2017. Our under-20 has not qualified for the World Cup since 2015. Our Olympic team has not qualified for the Olympic tournament that we were the first African to reach a medal stage. We've not qualified since 2004. So the basics have been broken where we will get play. But President Mahama will not touch. The league is completely gone. Ghana Premier League is completely dying. But President Mahama will not touch the football. I don't think he would want to have his name, there as the one who disbanded Ghana football. But it will be one of the...
Look at it on the other side and said, part of his legacy was that he was able to stamp out corruption in the Ghana football.
The only thing that you can do today as a leader, that both MPP and NDC will support you, is getting the Ghana Football Association to work, either by disbanding or forcing them to reform. Any leader who does that, if it's President Mahama, he knows the kind of goodwill. Because, look, he can touch Agenda 111 or Agenda 112. People will talk. You can touch 24-hour, people will talk. But people have interest in football and they see palpable corruption. They see the incompetence. They see the disorganization. They like their clubs in the villages and communities. But the football is not being run. People have taken it as, football is in hostage for a few people. But President Mahama will not do. But it is one of the things that if you do now as a leader, having seen the kind of low we are getting to the lowest end, I think you have a goodwill. Generally, people will like, I'm not saying the Rambo style of going there.
Yeah,
but
I understand.
You can just write, what do they call it? A little piece of paper to the sports minister and say, tell them to do this in 2 weeks. That is a sort of disbanding. Tell them, they will write to FIFA that there is an interference in football. So they have thrown the first punch then. You are telling them that you are the president. They should do this, you think, to restructure football. And they will tell you that you are interfering in football. So they will run to FIFA. If they run there, it means that it's already gone out of the private fray. So then you take it up and decide that it will be a big legacy for him if he's able to restructure and say the $10 million that is coming, government will take it. The part of the money that we took in 2022, we are taking that up. We are giving it to Ibrahim Mahama, that he should deliver as a contractor or find a consolidated contractors, put up 2 football structures or complexes for us. If you give the money to the FA and the ministry, it will go with. Take the bold step. Like I said, there is a way to do it, but the president will not, because maybe he's overburdened by a lot of important issues. But football is now very... Have you seen the Norwegian World Cup party in Oslo? Have you seen the Swiss? Have you seen back home in Argentina? Have you seen what is happening with Brazilian football now? People are going crazy because they want to restructure. So it is time. If we do not do it now...
When?
But I don't think the president would want to do. But it is something he has to do.
He might shock you.
He should just check the temperature of the country and assess and see people should vote. How this is not being personal. Keto Kreku is a president. I supported his bid, and I'm not shy to say it. But I have been disappointed because there are a lot of things that should have been done. But there are people around him, and he himself, he thinks that he's doing well. But let's go by the KPIs, the things that are
Very
in his
important.
manifesto.
Yeah.
We can start recounting things that he said in the manifesto about the league, the interest in the league, under 17, under 20, Black Stars, where he wanted to get to. Qualifying for the World Cup and go. We've been there before. We should be improving.
One more record speaks result. Me, I go with results. If you have been in you've been in office for like 7 years and there are no results to show, what do I do? That means you need to be changed. That is all I can say. Your results tells me that you are good. Let's take 7 years now into office. These football people, what are their results? Nothing to show. So I am right to say they should get out or they should change them or some. We need different faces.
It's not being personal, but if the president would test the temperature of the country and say, all of you should vote and see what is the performance of the FA, football administration in this country. If they are able to get 30%, I'll leave them. Yeah. That should be the benchmark. If the president should put it out there, people should vote. If the football people, the administrators of football, are able to get 30%, leave them.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch it.
And if not, which is very, very likely, then I'll touch it. Obama!
The jury is out there.
The jury is still out.
The jury is out there.
The jury is still out. Yeah.
Right.
Man, look, it's always such a pleasure talking to you, man.
It's always nice.
And I tell people all the time, say, me name sports, but I invite those who know, who can teach me.
Right.
So I learn.
We are all learning. We've been in it, so we try to, learn one or two from other countries. Right now, I've seen the former president of GFA, Kwesi Nyantakyi, who we all vehemently, he was doing a lot of good, but then at a point, things turned upside down. He's saying that Ghana should go the Morocco way, which is investment in infrastructure. Then you will ask, when he was there, the Morocco way was starting. When you are out there, he did his best. He followed through a plan at a point. Then he will understand or he will agree and admit that things went down south at a point.
Yeah.
But he is suggesting that we go the Morocco way. We go the Morocco way by doing what? We go the Morocco way by investing in the basics, going to Europe, finding players. Do you know that I went to the Chelsea Academy in England? I went to London Chelsea Academy and they were having an under 16 tournament. Chelsea, the proper Chelsea. Players were playing there and the kids were speaking Twi.
No kidding.
Yes. And people I went there with know. There is Atuampa, there is Moro. The Ghanaian kids, they were speaking Twi, Pasema. Because they are in Chelsea Academy.
Wow.
You go to West Ham, you will find them. Our players are exceptionally good. You go to Crystal Palace. I said I was on the touchline and they were speaking Twi because they had 3 or 4 Ghanaian players who were starting the game.
Amazing.
Where do you get this kind of talent? But Morocco now have a plan that they give birth across in Europe because they migrate a lot. And because they will not be able to have the players back home, those back home will play in a very highly competitive league. They select them. But those who are born in France, in Netherlands, or in Belgium, they will send people there early enough to capture them by age 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Bring them back home. Orientation goes on. The Moroccan culture. They come to understand what people feel about football because there's a cultural shock from how people respond to football in Belgium and Morocco. They have to know that when they are young. How do we want to play as Moroccans? You have to have a philosophy. You say, or might be a born a ball, boom, so Ghana too, boom. This is how we play as Ghana, agro football. Go to England, go to Netherlands, go to Germany. Ghanaian parents are younger ones, you bring them early enough. One mama feel part of Ghana culture. Oh, you want you to come and play for Ghana under 17. We are trying you. They come. Don't take money from them. Bribe, no, it also. Let them come. Then they've not been to Ghana before, but they can't take it. They should come to Ghana. 17-year-old boy. They see the streets. They see the food they like. Then they are soaking the Ghanaian culture. You don't wait when they are 30 and the national teams there have rejected them. Then you bring them. They are past their prime. Yeah. Capture them early. Bring them home. They play with the locals. They play in qualifiers. Then they are liking the country naturally. And in football, no, it is like any other thing else. The interest has to be there. Commitment. You see, when Ghana loses a game, Sule Muntari and Co will be crying. They know people back home. They are friends. When they lose, they come. Inaki, when we lose, he's going to Spain. I mean, he doesn't feel. I'm not saying that he is not committed, but it is natural consequence. KSM, your family is here. If you are a footballer and you are losing, when I come home, my mom, if I make a mistake, my friends, I can't even go out. So there is a natural tendency to kill yourself on the field. You go to Belgium, you pick somebody who is 30, 29, you bring him. You pick somebody 28, you bring him. They are all past their prime, you put them together. Then you come and lie to President Mahama that we are going to win the World Cup.
Despite all our challenges, despite our continuous friendly losses, I also think that Ghana will be doing well. We will not do badly. This World Cup should not and will not be our worst performance ever. I think that we will do very well. We will do really well. It's possible we can win the cup, especially with the selection of a new coach who will bring some level of match reading, understanding. We can be ranked 74th by FIFA, and we will surprise everybody.
How can you win a World Cup with Frefre Kobo? All the players they've not played together before. They don't know when the game gets tough, how they
it's not possible to win.
It is impossible unless a miracle. And we can't be sitting as a country waiting for a miracle to happen. Yeah, President Mahama will not do, but he should do. It's something.
Maybe he'll listen to you. You never know.
Well,
Obama. That was fantastic.
Of course.
You've learned a lot. And I know you'll be back again. You'll be back again.
I'll be back.
Folks, that was Unfiltered with the man himself, the sports Obama, Saddick Adams. And it was just, for me, a very enlightening and learning experience for the last hour or so that I've been here. So join me all to say a big thank you to the great sports Obama.
And the great
Okay, folks, until next week, we'll come back with another edition of Unfiltered. See ya.